Yeah. Um, I don't remember what we were going to do. Okay, so we made it here. Our inventory was full. Wrong button. We need to go to the nature reserve, then to Lustrum. Oh, we also need to go to Trader's Woods. Okay. So we are going. Where is it? Where's the nature reserve? It's south. Okay. So Magdalene, Tatiana, reserve, return upward, Lustrum. So that's what we're doing. I think we're good. Our goal is to get to Albion by the end of today's stream. And stopping at Magdalene will help a lot because of our high level of terror. That's what it's called, brain. Can't do anything with that. Because we do not have a saying, we have drilling. Also, our hold is full, so we really need to get to the nature reserve so we can sell 5 items that are a part of our goals. Let's just do this because it'll lower our terror. Because again, our terror is pretty high still, even after that. Dun dun. Bum bum bum. Oh, my eye's acting weird. Ugh, I am barely functioning at this moment. Oh my god. Sometimes I wake up feeling really good after a nap. I just feel tired. So I'll probably be good in about a half hour or so, but that's fine. We're playing a simple game. I think part of the reason that we're definitely going to be done with this area soon is there's not a lot of new story stuff we're finding out. So it might be time to go to Albion just because of that. How are we doing on... What's the other one we need to do? Magdalene needs to have 3 of these. Fuck, I'll just sell the 1 and let that be the end of the trades. I'll check the quest and decide if any of them need to be finished, because it might just be going to Albion as soon as possible today, for being honest. Okay. How many do I have of Savage Secrets? 3? Let's use that. Someone from our past, and terror has fallen. Okay. Shops, bazaar. Oh. Right, this is where they need to be. Just gonna sell the one. One, we need the inventory space badly. We're immediately back to full, but this is because we need those supplies. Keepsake market. We already have a few otherworldly artifacts. Let's take advantage of severely lowering that terror. Port reports. And yeah. It is time to go to Tatiana, because that is our next destination. Then we head to that nature reserve. We get more inventory space. Then we need to go to Trader's Woods. God damn it. Lustrum. I don't know why I keep pushing the wrong button. But I do. Every time when I'm trying to do this. So we go here. We scoop to here. I guess we head northward to Trader's Wood immediately. Yeah, once we stop at the nature reserve specifically, because I know we have a quest we're doing there. Then we will know better if we're doing quests or not, because I don't know if it's really worth it, because I know that they're repeatable quests with the nature reserve. But okay, so this is just gonna lead me through to there. So my curiosity on the map is wrong. I wasted time. Oh well. Oh yeah, we can go to Tatiana and trade in, we can get a lot of money just by selling our Sky Stories, Visions of Heaven when we get there. Oh, cool. We get to have the wind against us for a bit. Try not to fight against it directly so we don't consume more supplies. Bum, bum, bum. Now, are we going to see chorister bees soon? That is the real question. Well, the answer is yes, there are bees here. And we will have to deal with them a little later. Right, the port report. Cool. This is where we donate things. So let's get ourselves some experience and some money. Attend the exhibition. Terror is almost 0. That's all we were really doing in Tatiana. Because next we are going to the reserve, where we will complete at least one step of the quest there, and then make our way to Lustrum. And they missed. And we got some bronze wood. Oh, it looks like we're about to get some nectar. Let's just get regular sovereigns this time. Because most likely, I'm just assuming on this one, but I'm assuming each area has a place where you can upgrade your ship. It seems like it would be weird if it was only the Reach. Oh, there's more bees nearby. Well, goodbye, bees. Because the wind is in our favor this time. Goodbye, bees. We're just gonna reduce our terror. I don't like our odds of not dying. Sell those. Otherworldly artifact. Let's go. Did I need those? No, we don't need those. So... Oh, jeez. Ugh. I fucking hate allergies. I hate that the allergy medicine takes time to kick in. Oh my god. Oh, that feels miserable. Alright, we'll get that port report. Turn in research. You are thanked for your efforts and asked to wait while the company sorts out your rewards. It might be a couple of days. Later, the phlegmatic researcher calls upon you. He hands you an envelope of sovereigns. Hideous creatures, choristers, he says, fidgeting in his chair. But I cannot accept that it is only by chance their wings are so exquisitely articulated that they generate song. Okay, that was 300 sovereigns. Ants from a homestead. Marvelous creatures, he says, passing you an envelope. As far as I can discern, they only seem to mind when a human is about to die. I wonder what it is about. Us. Okay. Awful stuff, he frowns. No redeeming virtues. and let them do their shit. Creatures have disappeared into his laboratory. Oh, yeah, I doubt I want to return in 15 days for that. The cabin walls shine with a slick golden residue smeared over the woods. The superior researcher is moving about the room, lighting candles. The air is musky. Do forgive the smell. The last sample exploded. He leans in to kiss the pernickety factor on the cheek, who produces a handkerchief as soon as the reacher's back is turned. She is very interested in the bit of purple fungus you present her. How fascinating. Unfortunately, my lab's rather depleted after the last incident. If you could fetch me a live specimen, we can get to work. A caged catch. Which we don't have. Ask about the bird. We're not gonna... Yeah, we don't need to do anything else. It's time to, make our way to Lustrum. Deal with that inventory issue we've been having. That's a dead end if we go those ways, so... we might have to fight against the wind this time. My voice is fighting me a little bit. Oh, I didn't even look at the journal. We need to go to London for this. We need to go to London for this. Experience Cider, that requires us to go to London. Oh, we have it. We just need to go to Avon and deliver that trophy. This one wants us to go to London, I think. We can't continue his thing yet. Crow, the scholar with you. We could do the expedition stuff, I guess. Oh, I need to talk to the Rat Brigade. Okay. Oh, right. We have all the circus's quest line, but I don't want to necessarily do all of that. Helping the circus, Sunless Skies. Let's see what that overall reward is, because I don't know if it's worth it. Helping the circus, Sunless Skies. Let's see. Okay. Well, that tells me absolutely fucking nothing. Okay, well, nobody's fucking saying what the fucking reward is, so we're just not gonna give a shit. Perdurance. I think we have to go to the next area. He wants to go to London. He wants to go to Lustrum, which we're going to. He wants to go to London. I guess we'll finish on the hunt of Hybris. Trail of the missing colonist. The superior researcher requires a caged catch for her lab in Ledbetter and Stainrod Nature Reserve. Okay. New Winchester. You are to travel to New Winchester. Oh, right. Well, we do need to go to New Winchester, but We're literally going to be making our way to Lustrum, making our way up to Trader's Wood. Then we will make our way to Port Avon. We should be able to get in because of time passing, and also we have gossip, so we can just use that. Then we need, well, we actually do need to go back to Hybris, so... I mean, we'll definitely, probably hit the go New Winchester, hit the circus. Okay, well now we just need a tea caddy, because we have enough honey for the devil. Okay. Whoa. The maps are large. So I guess the Hybris being our main quest line that we're going to focus on. Just wanting to complete that before we move on will probably take us till nearer to the end of stream, I'm guessing. Which is unfortunate, because I would have liked to get to Albion a little quicker, but at the same time, I do want to go there with a little better prep than... I think we're level 7 or 8 right now, so we're kind of low level. Hopefully we don't regret going the southward path instead of the charted path. I mean, maybe we can avoid the horror, though, so... If that's the case, we would be better off taking this path. Just because the horror... I say both, so... Because even though we've since gotten our terror down to a reasonable level... Okay, there's a ship over there. I would rather not engage, if at all possible. Ah, fuck. Okay. Full steam ahead. Oh god, I missed my shot pretty severely. Yeah, we're gonna loot the hold. Oh, but we need to find, like, a cage specimen. I don't know if it's worth the effort of finding one. I don't know how easy it is to get one of those. Maybe we aren't completing the Hybris quest line. Maybe I don't care enough, actually. If I'm going to spend any time trying to get more of the quests done, it's going to be Trader's Wood, figuring out what the fuck we can find out by getting the seals that would let us into that very... whatever it's fucking called. Is this a dead end? This might be a dead end. No? Maybe not. Oh, what? Oh, no, that's nothing. That's just the layers. The layers of depth in the map are very interesting. I'm sure they mean something. Ruit's Ridge. Okay, I thought I was hearing something that wasn't just the music. I mean, there's definitely something around here. Okay, let's do the bazaar first. And stock back up on things. Okay. You follow the vagabond past Lustrum's outskirts into the whirling whiteness beyond. Miles from civilization, you find a mansion half buried in snow, perched on a rocky outcrop. The vagabond wades to the doors and slams on the iron knocker. After some time, the door eases open. A dottery butler peers out, his face so downcast it looks half melted. "Welcome back, sir," says the tragic butler, warily. "A letter was delivered in your absence." The vagabond has shrugged out of his coat and is heaping hogs on the fire. You have a few moments to roam the place. The mansion is colossal, its walls built with bronzewood logs, its bathrooms gleaming with ivory, its walls decorated with gold-framed portraits of a younger, better-groomed vagabond. But it's also obviously been years since it was properly maintained. Some of the windows are broken, and snow has heaped the floor beneath. Black mold streaks the carpet. There's an overpowering smell of damp. How 10 bedrooms, a kitchen that could staff a dozen cooks, a chandelier that drips with diamonds. Princes have lived less ostentatiously. You should have seen it in its heyday. The vagabond rubs his hands before the fires. Warm, noisy, bustling with staff and guests. Our parties could be heard in New Winchester. Isn't that right? Quite so, sir, says the tragic butler. Struck it lucky in the mountain, you see, says the vagabond. Found enough hours to make me rich. Rich enough to buy all this and more besides. He claps you on the back. All the luxury in the world can't compare to the majesty of the open sky, though. Right, madam? Let's ask about the letter. Oh, there goes my headset. That's fun. Just trying to scratch my ear. Just give me the gist of it, will ya? Asked the vagabond, idly tossing snowballs at a portrait of a severe-looking woman in black. The butler clears his throat. The letter was delivered by a skylark who called himself Quivers, sir. In it, he claims to have discovered the location of the sugar-spun garden. He was seeking your help. The vagabond pauses mid-throw. That's a myth. Story to tell over campfires when the night is cold and hungry. He sounds uncertain for a moment, then shrugs. Young Quivers means well, but he must have been mistaken. Okay. You stay up into the night. Your conversation is meandering, but the vagabond repeatedly circles back to the mysterious letter. Word for Quivers, he says. The other skylarks haven't seen him in months, and he comes to my house babbling about a myth. The next morning, the butler says his plaintive goodbyes. As you crunch through the snow towards Lustrum, the vagabond says he plans to track down Quivers. What kind of king would I be if I didn't protect my subjects? He asked. Besides, I once believed in the sugar-spun garden myself. Must admit, I'm curious. Okay. Hi. Let's ask about his plan. I've been making inquiries, says the amenable vagabond. Quivers was in a traveling Skylark band named the Blunt Instruments. They weren't very good, but they robbed the bars they performed at, so they made enough to get by. Thought the rest of them were killed in a shootout last year. He beams triumphantly. Except there was one other survivor. A concertina. Concertina? What's a concertina? Concertina player who goes by the charming epithet of Ratbite. She's currently imprisoned in London. Yep, there we go, back to London. For some marvelous crimes. I propose we break her out and see if she's heard from her old partner in crime. Okay, yep, we're going to... join the celebration, why not? Our terror has fallen. Explore Lustrum. Port report. Okay, let's grab the acrobat. You find the acrobat fast asleep in the camp outside the mine. Their clothes are soiled by coal dust. Takes some effort to shake them awake. Once conscious, they push your hand away. You're here to take me back to the circus, aren't you? Good luck to the miners without me. Who will they send to the upper crevices now? They burrow back into their blankets. So it goes. Just give me 15 more minutes to rest and I'll join you. Yeah, that sounds about right for the voice. Explore Lustrum. Visit the company. Sure, we'll visit them. We have favor we could turn in, I assume. Never mind. Explore Lustrum. It was once a small... Okay, yeah. We could visit the pub. I don't think we really need to. We need to go to the tea shop. I know that for a fact. Enjoy a cup of tea. Let's go with Empress flavor, I guess. I don't think it matters. Now we speak to her because we have the specimens. Spy intelligence. Maluzi, whatever, accepts your finds and presents the fruits of her own eavesdropping. M. Bazalgette's agent seen heading for Port Prosper. New murmurs of sedition after Windward's latest incident. Assorted snippets from as far as the Blue Kingdom. You make careful notes and file them away for future exploitation. Okay. Return to the shop and return to town. Screw it, we'll visit the pub. Buy a round of drinks. Oh, right, you can do things with the guy in the corner. I forgot about that. Oh, right, you exchange hours. Got it. Buy a round of drinks for the miners. This should... Let's see. Listen to gossip about the mountain, about mining. Now let's do this one. I think that's everything. Because I don't really want to fuck with the claim fields. So, we're going northward to Trader's Wood. Because we have the ministry approved literature to turn in, which is taking up 5 points of cargo in our hold, which at this point we kind of want to get rid of all useless cargo. Because I do want to make my way to London. Because the only character we don't know what we need to do for their storyline is the devil. And that's because we don't have tea. We just need a thing of tea, which is incredibly British. My only worry about going to Albion before getting that tea is my brain just gave out on me for a second there. Are you gonna turn so you can fight me, or are you just gonna leave? Right, because we go to Port Avon, we go to the circus, then we go to New Winchester. That's the plan. Because we can turn in the acrobat, get whatever that reward is. We'll start whatever the next step of the quest is, but we probably won't complete that quest until a much later time, if at all. My game froze for a second. That was worrisome. I don't much like when my games freeze, because I always assume they're going to crash. Doesn't happen often that they freeze, too. Can you find anything, Scout? Oh, well, yes, but we're not getting there. Because this is a wall between us. Oh, there's a ship there. Oh, great, it sees us. Oh, cool, level up. Let's see what cargo we can get. Saloon... Ugh, I can't speak. Okay, we get level 8. Okay, we're technically 1 under our desired hearts number. We need to raise our irons and mirrors primarily. The apple did not fall from the tree. Okay. Oh, but this gives a tale of terror, and I'm kind of curious. We could use it to get veils. It would put us a little over our necessary hearts because of our bonus. But it means we could shift out the bonus for a different bonus. Also. I mean, this one seems interesting. We kind of need both veils and mirrors, so we can just choose whichever one we think is cooler. You are plagued by the past, by some guilt or sin or old ordeal that will not let you rest. What is the nature of the haunting? Ghostly presence, nighttime visitations. Well, actually, mirrors is what we kind of need more of. Because we're lowest on mirrors. Veils we have nearly 40 of. Over 40 counting bonuses. So we're going to go with ghostly presence. A chill on the window. A breeze. When the window is closed, a presence on the edge of the bed. As if someone was sat there as you slept. You are not alone. Oh, excuse me. Oh, my toes are so stiff still. Why? Ugh. I don't know why my toes keep feeling stiff. Oh, but it hurts to curl my toes. Which is not something that should be the case. I guess the real question is, do we try and complete their quest line, whatever it is? Because I'm assuming it gets us the seals for the Regent's Grave over here. I mean, it'll depend on if I can buy supplies and fuel here, I think. Oh, but our irons and the like are not that high. Okay, you're giving 2 hearts and mirrors. You would give iron and veils, which would be more useful for us. What is my current hearts at? So I need to still have +4 on hearts to be at 50. That is the only specific we have. So... I mean, we could switch out for the Rat Brigade, because the 2 hearts we could give up and be fine. We would lose the 6 iron, but we get 6 veils and 2 iron still, which puts us at 50 on those 2. Our irons are at 26. I think this is what we want ourselves to be at. Okay, first the bazaar, sell these. We get a vision of heaven and some experience points. Do we need bronzewood for anything? I do not think so. Okay, so we wouldn't be able to buy fuel here. So that might be all it takes to make us not do the exploration. Because I don't know if we even have the stats even. Okay, yeah, that's just them wanting to talk. The Parting Glade. Port report. Okay, what does it take to... See, it requires fuel. And that right there is why I don't want to do this. Because I do not have enough fuel. So, that tells me that we're not going to be doing that specific quest line. We're just making our way to Port Avon. Or I guess we could, if I just stocked up on a stupid amount of fuel and supplies. Play it safe to do it, but... yeah, I don't want to. So we really kind of just need to be raising our irons and mirrors now to have some decent level of capability with those. And I think we can get fuel at Avon. We have the 2 gourds of honey for this. We could, on our way back to Port Prosper, just sell those and complete this entirely. And then move on to Albion. Yeah, I think that's the plan. I know that we technically need 2 for the devil, but... I mean, we don't have to do all of the ally quest lines. It'd be interesting, but... I don't think we need to. Besides, we probably need to be in London for him anyway, because everyone seems to want to go to London. Which does make sense. Oh wow, that thing just popped like a grape. Yeah, we're just gonna lose terror by doing that. So it is pretty... It isn't difficult to get rid of terror, at least here in the Reach. I'm gonna assume that there's equal amount of abilities once you get to London or Albion, which I'm assuming is where London is. Okay. I never... Yeah, I have no idea where that is. Cool. Buy cheap fuel. Yeah, let's do that. Port Avon. Okay, yeah, we need to share some gossip to gain welcome. So we'll get a port report. We will then go to the Nowhere Inn, where we will head upstairs, give the last trophy. The stout veteran looks deep into its eyes. Not so tough now, are we? He crows, Jenkins, fetch the nails! Ah, yes, the stout veteran twiddles his bushy mustache. Of course, you will be most welcome once a spot opens up. Dead men's shoes, I'm afraid. And our chaps do rather cling to their place at the bar. But do come and meet everyone. I'm certain they will be thrilled to hear your stories and slip your name to the right kinds of people. I have technically been accepted into the club. See, that's fine. We do have a cryptic benefactor, though. Now, I'm not sure exactly how useful that will be, but I'm assuming it will be useful to a degree. Okay, let's just... so the circus is slightly northward. So, again, circus, New Winchester. New Winchester, Magdalene's, Port Prosper, Albion. So we will actually make it to Albion before the 2-hour mark of stream. So about half the stream will be spent in Albion. Probably a little bit more than half. Oh my... My toes are stiffened, I don't know why. I mean, I do intend on bathing after stream today, so maybe that will... the heat will help with that. Yeah. Let's see. I do hope Albion is a more interesting location than the Reach. Because a lot of the things in the Reach that are interesting are small chunks of the map. Or incredibly light on the amount of story. Or maybe it's because I've played this game before and this is the only place I've really explored a lot of. And that's why I feel that way. Okay. I like to start with the bazaar. Okay, nothing of use. New arrivals at the circus. Listen to their stories, we reduce our terror. Greatest show, Collect free tickets to the circus. Write a port report. Yep, there we go. Free tickets to the circus. And you now attend a performance. It'll give us some sky stories. And visit the amusements. We were without terror briefly. Go behind the tents. Reunite the acrobatic twins. I wondered when we'd each see I wondered when we'd see each other again, one twin remarks to the other. The other replies, "How did you know I'd return?" "You always have been. I'm glad you're all right." They wander off, each catching the other up on what has passed in their time apart. So you get sky stories from these and sovereigns. Okay. I mean, we only have 2 commissions left. Nah, unless they're like super easy, we're not doing these. His best acts require them, the ringmaster says, but they won't perform unless they're in costume, and unfortunately, the geese have a habit of destroying them after a few shows. We have a friend in Port Prosper who will be happy to supply us with costumes. We've the money, but not the transport. He hands you a small purse. Okay, well, we'll get the costume when we go to Port Prosper. It's gonna be a while till he gets it, though. Because now, we make our way back to New Winchester. We'll stop by Victory House. And we'll use our various influence with them to get things. But not turn into port reports, because at the moment, the British people, I forget what they're called, are kind of on the backswing, and they probably shouldn't be on the backswing by the time we go into Albion. Or at least should be okay by the time we get to Albion. I'm guessing. Three shots and we defeated it. Let's just take advantage and get our hull repaired for cheap. As in free. Because New Winchester, we can repair the little bit of damage that's left before we make our way to Port Prosper. And we are doing advantageous on money, just not amazing on our money. The way I understand it is that the reach is between multiple locations that are of importance. Well, the timing of using that was very unfortunate because I barely heard it. Because the music is quite loud right now. I also thought that its volume was a little higher. Well, we're about to have the ad start, so... only if these are on the way and we have the thing. No, we're not doing those. So I could get this. And it would increase our movement speed, but it would also up our fuel consumption. But it's only 30%, so it's not a lot. Yeah, we have a shivering Jimmy already. Fuel efficiency, yeah. I'll buy it. Fuck it. And then we can sell this. Victoria's Market. It's about to send us on to ads, so I'm just gonna buy things, set us back up to do the few things we have to do here. Repair the locomotive. Well, ads are about to start, so... any second now. But it will be time for everyone to get up, stretch, water, whatever you need to do. Or just relax with the ads if you so desire. Starting soon. There they go. But I will also do the same and be back momentarily. Ugh. Ugh. I regret my lunch today. Thing is, I always regret getting Little Caesars. And today I was like, I kind of want to get Little Caesars. No, I should learn from my mistakes. I should know from previous encounters that it never goes well. Never. Not once. The parsimonious chairman has told you there is a rally outside the round table. A crowd is gathering. Partial success, okay. The proprietress raises the honey to the light. She has a taste for it, she sighs. I thought she'd have the good sense to steer clear of the company. But then that play... But them that play the fool must occasionally be treated as such. She shrugs once. I'll do it. But I still have a crowd at my door. You get rid of them. I'll do the rest. She gestures out the window to the mob holding anti-stovepipe placards. Divert. Deliver a slightly less inflammatory speech. Deliver a placatory speech. Let's divert the mob. You mount the boxes, you draw a deep breath, you begin the first bars of God Save the Queen. Several hours later, you have lost the last of them, though not all of your crew made it. Oh no. Oh no. Our crew died for this. Oh my god. After a particular fiendish turnabout in the labyrinthian slums under the Bishop Bridge, now to get back to your engine. Well, good news. It's really easy to replace the crew members. So we're good. We still need steering wheels items. What are those even? Oh, they're like crew increasements. I don't think we really need more crew, though. Like, more crew only seems to help us when we are in dire straits. Yeah, I should grab one more fuel, just to be safe. Because we're about to lose the one fuel we have. Okay, but Magdalene would work best just to go straight through there. Because we sell the bee honey, we get some extra sovereigns. Probably enough to cover most, if not all, of the expenditure we did on getting the new barometer that makes us go a little faster and use a little more fuel. And then, once we're in Albion, one of our destinations is London, wherever that may be, so that we can continue. Basically, everybody's questline at this point requires us to go to London, except for the devil, who we don't know because we don't have tea, despite having the gourds of honey. Search the abandoned homestead. Ooh, failure. We gain supplies, but we also gain terror. I probably should have read that. It's probably not super interesting compared to what we're gonna find in Albion. Yeah, it does feel like we're traveling faster, though. So I do like that. Well, that hurt us, but... let's go for the sovereigns. 28 extra coins is useful. dock. Keeps Place Marketplace. Let's get the old journal. And we got a savage secret. Bazaar, sell these. Briefly, without terror, gained a salon stewed gossip, and regained experience. So, overall, good choice. We already have a port report, so we were literally just stopping here on our way to Port Prosper because we could complete that commission or whatever it's called that we had. Ugh. I really regret getting Little Caesars today. I always regret it. I should know by now. Should have just made food at home. That would have been much better. Or just gotten different food. So, yeah, screw Little Caesars. I make the mistake of getting their food every few months, and I should know by now not to do that. Join the celebration. Let's eat wedding cake. Oh, we gain supplies by doing that. Let's go. Because that dreadnought was clearly not going to move out of the way. See, on one hand, we have a lot of sovereigns. On the other hand, we don't have nearly enough sovereigns for a new ship. Well, a better ship, because we could technically buy a new ship, but we're already using a better ship. Like, there's only one other ship we could buy that'd be somewhat a change. And it's just changing to having more weaponry versus storage stuff. Alright, Port Prosper. We're gonna get some stuff here and go to Albion. So, explore, grab this. Join the fair. Run with a crew of EastEnders. Uncanny specimens. Go here, have our port reports. Get us a lot of fuel and supplies for doing that. Let's go. The stovepipes are still desperate, but they're not awful. Let's do this. Let's get them as far out of struggling as we could reasonably do. We have a lot of secrets, so we don't need those. Let's go talk to him. Report your success. A dreadful tragedy, but the good people of New Winchester deserve to know the moral character of their champions. Best learn it now, before she's in a position of leadership. He opens a large red book, indicating you may leave. As you do, He frowns over his glasses. Going to have to keep a close eye on your career, Captain. So we now have 2 cryptic benefactors, 3 barrels of unseasoned hours, and have more gratitude with the company. Okay. How many do we have? We only have 1, really? Fuck it. Let's just get the sovereigns then. Her reputation is mixed on all counts. Now they're both struggling. That is fine. Well then. Our inventory is now full. So let's make our way to Albion. Because we have ours, and we should have a permit that gets us through. But if not, we have ours, so we'll be fine regardless. So Albion, within about an hour and a half of the stream. A cryptic stoker wants to hold a memorial service for the crew that had recently died in your service. Judging by his tattoos of a storm studded with mouths, and his rattling collection of talisman, the ceremony is unlikely to be Christian. Attend and deliver a eulogy yourself. This is a 75% chance, so that's not awful. The crew nod their heads as you speak, punctuating your sentences with solemn, approving grunts. Afterwards, the cryptic stoker steps forward. His face is painted storm gray, and his talismans rattle like distant thunder. He delivers the ceremony in a dozen different voices. He speaks of the duty of the living to remember what has passed. The storm that speaks has noticed you. Well, that means that 3 different gods know of me. That can't be good. Oh, you needed 2 to get it through. We'll just do bribery. Your generous donation to the Relay Workers' Christmas Fund is gratefully accepted, although you notice that it is at no time recorded in any ledger. The superintendent is happy to present you with a little booklet of bright blue. Your travel permit. I'm fine with doing that. Present ourselves to customs. A pinch-faced inspector boards the ship with their retinue. Come on, hurry up. If you've nothing to hide, you've nothing to fear. Their mouth cracks with something almost, but not entirely, like a smile. Nothing, from me at least. And we have nothing to declare. The pinch-faced inspector almost looks disappointed at having to give you a clean bill of passage. Such a waste of time, they mutter, stamping the customs form. Go on, no reason to take up space here. What an asshole. We return to the engine, and, well, we can go for free. So we're going to. At the sight of your papers, the superintendent jumps to activate the relay. Its hour looms rumble, spinning the pocket of new time in which your locomotive will make its journey. Wrapped in your engine's new code of hours, it will be hard to say how long the journey takes, but the hours used by Imperial officials are languid and seasoned. The passage should be at least tolerable. The machinery grinds and stirs. The steam vents, the sigils of the edifice burn with sullen fire. A force like a great hand seizes your engine. Oh, the burro below is displeased with me. Fuck. I'm assuming that's really bad. Okay. Well, this looks positively miserable. It seems we have made it to London then. Dear God, the takes in the extent of the work world. The officials of the Brabzon never bothered to formally name this waypoint. Captains dock here to pick up goods or deliver workers. It is not a place to linger because of the proximity to the accelerated time of the work world. The bizarre... Oh, hey. We'll buy one of these because we have the inventory for one. But... looks like we get to recruit the clay conductor. A hulking clay man in a heavy coat stands on the platform. The claymen were an underclass in old London. Very few of them came to the skies. This one holds an urn to his chest. You're a captain. You can perform funeral rites, he says, nodding to the urn in his arms. Then I want to travel. He pauses for a long moment. And then, as if feeling something more might be expected, I could help out on your engine. Say a few words about the death in the sky. Skyfarers are accustomed to impromptu funerals. And they are first officer, they give hearts and iron. You ask the conductor where he would like to hold the ceremony. He looks around, confused, as though he hadn't expected that question. At last he comes to a conclusion. Here will do, he says, indicating the crowded thoroughfare. You and a few of the more respectable of your crew gather for a brief funeral. Everyone has at least something in black. You offer the expected phrasing before pausing for the eulogy. The clay conductor shakes his head. You do it, he grunts. We'll say a few words. You render up a bounty of platitudes, benign wishes to the beyond, and maudlin remembrance of departed friends. The conductor frowns, stonily, realizing he needs to give you at least something to work with. He could sing, he manages. You work a line about a man of clay with the voice of an angel into your eulogy. The conductor seems satisfied. Yeah. Where's your engine? I'm ready to assume my duties. The conductor picks up the urn and heads off in the direction you point. We lost 3 sky stories? Oh no, we have 3 more. Okay, first of all, we need to talk to him and find out his stuff. Okay, so we need to get a gourd of nectar honey for that. Got it. Brabzon Workworld, the first workworld in this to be established in Albion. Working here, debtors can escape prison. They remain till their debts are repaid, and a ticket away has been funded. The primary industry is hours processing, which has the side effect of accelerating time on the workworld's surface. The dock is between Brabzon Workworld and Little Nice. Did my phone just go off? Oh, there must be a weather update. No. I mean, there was, but I don't know why they gave me a full-on, like, vibrating notification about it. Where was I? The dock is between, where the more privileged overseers reside. The dock is, for Captain's sake, nearer Little Nice than the work world. Unexpected aging would deter even the greediest captain from arriving. Wow, we got a lot we can do. Oh, wow. 0% chance? Yeah, we're not gonna do shit with that one yet. For Starshine requires must be waived. Okay. There's a lot of options here. Let's travel to Little Nice. Thick double doors separate the bit between from Little Nice. The fresh air of this pretty village is in sharp contrast to that near the dock. Little Nice is entirely charming. It is populated with carefully unique houses, painted in a curated array of colors. Overseers and striped blazers tend the topiary and maintain the paintwork. Behind a water feature bustling with cherubs is a cottage with an out-of-place little tower. This is the home of the governor of Brabzon. Converse with the governor. Recline on a bench. We don't need to lower our terror. We need to write a report. The overseers here work hard to ensure Little Nice remains perfect. From the freshly painted fence curlicues to the newly mown grass of the lawn, it's hard to get a sense of what's going on in Brabzon from your current curated surroundings. The overseers themselves are no use. They must have been briefed. Each gives you clearly sanctioned information. You only have to speak to 4 before you hear a repetition. You will have to go down to the work world itself to learn anything true about Brabzon. I mean, yeah, let's converse with the governor. Oh, well, we just got... Fuck. If I would have known that was going to give me tea. I'm immensely proud of our workers. Industry's up. Our hour refining is more efficient than ever. Our waivers are the best in the region. I've even heard rumors that Her Renewed Majesty commented positively on a glass piece made by one of our very own blowers. He beams at you. Albion wouldn't be the same without them. Okay. Return to the bit between. But here's the thing, we can use our own hours to do this, and we'll go back to not being over-encumbered. We run this tour at cost, you know, says the overseer, who collects your contribution. She hands the group over to the tour leader, who shepherds you all into a side room. The tour leader hands out thick cloaks to keep out the smut. The group covers itself. The hood lends one woman with her hair coiled up high on her head, an awkward shape and unexpected height. Satisfied, the tour leader begins a briefing. As you know, time on the work worlds moves more velocity than it does outside. In order to exempt you from the effects, we've had the loom spin a fold of external hours to cover the tour. Please carry these carriage clocks. They will show you how much time your protection will last for. Please don't stray. He pauses for emphasis. It is crucial that you stay with the tour. If your time runs out, every minute it takes for us to realize could be hours for you. There is a flurry of anxious whispers. Once it has subsided, the group is led onto the work world. The group is accompanied by 2 overseers. The overseer bringing up the rear is a woman in her early 30s. She checks her carriage clock compulsively. Our first stop on the tour is the Brabson Rug Weaving Workshop. The overseer beams and gestures for you to enter a building larger than any other on the street. An attractive young worker leaps up to greet you. This workshop was built thanks to the generosity of Lady... Trader? Taylor? Your mom? Please admire our beautiful handcrafted rugs and weaving, exported for sale in London. Workers here gain skills that can support them for the rest of their days. The group of workers nod and smiles at you. One stands in to better display their work. Another thanks you for your visit. The youth in the last see you out. Perhaps I'll see you elsewhere in Albion. Smile at the workers. They smile back, and their smiles are as stiff and rehearsed as the line the youth delivered. The tour moves on. Yep. London sucks in this game. Got it. A fascinating aspect of Brabson is the mutually beneficial relationship between the place and its workers. The overseer makes a sweeping gesture. Make note of this smog. I'll explain more inside. The building you enter is heated by vast furnaces and ovens. Workers are blowing molten glass. The smog prevents much of the sun's heat from reaching Brabson. Without factories such as this, Brabson would freeze. The workers keep the factories alive, the factories heat the work world, and it becomes a pleasant place to live. Here, work enriches life. Several of the group coo in admiration. One man boasts about his Brabson glass collection. A young lady in god finery turns to you. My parents paid for the main furnace to ensure that the poor would never go without. You are a locomotive captain, traversing the wilderness, defeating horrors, delivering goods. Perhaps one day, you will engage in charitable endeavors. The young lady blushes. So dangerous. So romantic. That sounds much more fun. Is it difficult? Perhaps my parents will buy me a locomotive. She seems bored for much of the rest of the tour. It seems the thrill of your profession outweighs the charm of inherited virtue. Please line up here. That's it. The overseer indicates alongside a long, low window. It has been recently cleaned to a shine. Inside, hard-working souls refine raw hours imported from the Reach. After this process, they may be spun in hour looms and put to use. He taps his carriage clock as an example. I can speak. The refinery is a clamoring, roaring space of long benches, sweating workers in rolling smoke. The overseer explains. The geodes containing the hours are cracked open, and the fibrous strands of salt-like time are separated with small chisels and saws. Men and women do the former work, children the latter. London is getting worse. We've got child workers in a factory. The filaments are then passed through a series of furnaces to remove impurities, which are in turn brushed away in an indigo slush. The slush is raked to ensure not even a stray minute is lost. Once the seconds and minutes and hours are extracted, they are seasoned, taken from very high temperatures to a very low one, and back. After this, the tangled clumps, the color of the sky just before dawn or after dusk, are carded and wound onto spools and long filaments. The overseer raps sharply on the window. As one, the nearby workers look up, smile, and wave. I don't want to risk bad things right now. I can already see how bad this is. They have moved on swiftly. If you are separated from the tour, you might not be able to find your way back. The lead overseer is all concern and smiles when you rejoin the group. Given his care now, it is odd he didn't check you were still with them when they moved on. Perhaps what matters is only what can be reported back. The tour leader adopts a noble frown. Unfortunately, not all work on Brabston can be creatively fulfilling. We also produce raw components like gravel and aggregates. Took my brain a second to read that. You have looped back to a yard near the bit between. The second overseer is already there. Men and women, hard with muscle, bright with sweat, are breaking rocks with sledgehammers. They wear vests and breeches, with cloth masks to keep out the worst of the dust. We equip our workers with safety gear, just in case. Prolonged exertion in this air might prove unpleasant. As you can see, the regular exercise ensures they are strong and healthy. Many leave Brabston with athletic inclinations and pursue fitness as a profession. A stout gentleman with a monocle sidles up to you. This whole place is just marvelous, eh? Kept busy while paying off debts, given new skills and education. Simply marvelous. Equivocate. His eyebrow rises so far that his monocle falls. There's always something better. That's easy to say. Do you have any suggestions for exactly what? He swells with hurt pride. I donate what I can, and I come to this ghastly place to ensure it's well spent. What more do you want? Oh my god, these people suck. It's important we return in plenty of time, so I'm afraid we'll have to end the tour here. The lead over circles the group, shepherding the huddle through the doors, back to the bit between. The second overseer takes a head count, a poor one, for she double counts twice before giving up. Nevertheless, she signals her partner to go ahead. Hope you appreciated our little tour, and we shall pass your thanks on to the workers of Brabston. Perhaps when they've paid off their debts, you'll see them again. The overseer shakes the hands of the most prominent donors. Of course, this entire endeavor is thanks to your generosity. He murmurs to them. While the group preens, he collects the carriage clocks. Oh my god, my allergy medicine is not working too well today. There are unsavory individuals on Brabston Workworld. They envy others to do their work so that they might have the time to plot. They are fomenting unrest. He shakes his head. It won't do. It just makes the other workers unhappy. Next time, see if you can sneak away from the tour. I hear their leader is looking for outside assistance. He winces. For once, time is on their side. They have so long to plan relative to us. If you hear anything, pass it on to me. I'll be around here. Make no promises. Thank you. I wasn't hoping for anything more definitive. He smiles, but it's not a happy one. I'll be putting a case to the governor. I'll make sure you're paid for any information that helps us quell unrest, helps us keep the workers happy. No. He shakes your hand. Thank you. Come back to me if you hear anything. I'll be around. We're not gonna tell him shit. If we do anything, it will be helping them with their rebellion, because this place seems miserable. An overseer checks his watch before pausing beside you. I'm very sorry, but I can't stop unless you're from... No, you aren't in uniform. Sorry, I can't dawdle. I'm only 20, and look at me. He does not look 20. I can't afford to risk demotion. Okay. Is there... Well... We need to make our way to London. That's kind of our current goal. We don't know where London is yet, but it is the place we're trying to find. I think we've officially done everything I have ever done in Albion already, so everything in this area is brand new to me. I mean, we know something is this way. What are you? Are you just environment? You look like you're just environment. Okay, Albion's environment is very different from the Reach, which makes sense. Oh, and there's it's not a horror, it's the other thing. A miracle? A wonder. That's what they're called. But I'm curious what this question mark is. Oh, it's mining. Well, that was a missed shot. Oh, fuck. Oh, this is really bad, actually. Yeah, we're just gonna have to fucking run. Oh, the music's really nice in this area. Oh, hey, we found a port. The floating parliament. Is this the equivalent of New Winchester? Let's first check out their bazaar. They've got souls. The ancient palace drifts through the void, a monument to British democracy and the greatness it believes it brought to the high wilderness. An elderly guard watches with suspicion at your dock, but relaxes at the sight of fellow Londoners. Palace of High Minister. The Empress shipped the House of Parliament brick by brick from old London to the high wilderness to help her govern. It didn't take long for her to grow wary of the questioning of her authority and have her severed from London. Parliament now drifts free in the distant corner of the sky, continues to pass laws, but hardly anyone pays attention. Okay. Oh, we should have explored while we are... I get it now. I fucked up. Damn it. While the palace is off limits to most, there are always ministers and civil servants whose busy schedules allow a moment for a free drink. You ask the obvious question, what is the point of Parliament when Her renewed Majesty never gives her assent to any of its proposed laws? They bristle. Tyrants fall. Democracy endures. Huh. That hits a little uncomfortable being in America right now. Smiling, nervous young people greet you as you disembark. Excuse us, the man in the yellow rosette calls. Excuse me, a minute of your time. Join our campaign to celebrate Albion and restore old-school patriotism to the land by officially renaming Wednesday as Victoria's Day. Praise Her renewed Majesty for all she has. The smiling woman wearing the green rosette effortlessly cuts in. For killing democracy? For our subjugation? No, Captain. We must make a stand for freedom. We must show the Empress that we will not just sit idle. Join us as we triumphantly rename her precious Victoria Sponge to the People's Cake. They look at you with a hungry Fuck it. Quietly, very quietly, there are ears everywhere. The two scribble down your answer. Thank you, says the woman with the green rosette, and turns to her opposing number. One for me. A clear majority. Too bad that nobody's listening, mutters the man in the yellow rosette. The two disappear towards the palace, where no new laws have made it onto the book in years. Explore the Traitor's Green. The replanted gardens are a pleasant place to enjoy a walk. Though the buildings are out of bounds for casual visitors, the Empress Gate is particularly fortified by a heavy chain and a padlock too rusted to ever be unlocked. A few protesters are taking a break to picnic on the lawn, away from the guards. Braver or more foolhardy ones sit on the aisle's edge, swinging their legs over the sky as they eat their sandwiches. It's near them that you spot the fellow in the suit, swaying uncertainly. His footsteps have taken him precariously close to the edge. Nobody seems to have noticed. He looks like an MP, but even so... He sees you coming. Startled, he steps back and with a drunken cry is gone, over the edge. And soon, little but a dot in the swirling clouds of the wilderness. A small army of civil servants soon swarm from the nearest gate, staring over the edge, agreeing what appalling timing and manners the fellow had, and already arguing over whether the most appropriate memorial would be a bronze plaque on a bench or a new ficus somewhere within the parliamentary halls. Tap on your shoulder distracts you. A tall clerk, flanked by two claymen. Excuse me. He glances you up and down. You, very suitable. A moment of your time. Oh, we're getting involved with Parliament? That feels interesting. He sits at a huge mahogany desk in prestigious Downing corridor. Your conversation doesn't distract him from writing notes in the margins of endless pieces of paper. He pauses his scribbling only to sip from a large cup of stone-cold tea, or to scratch his head with a pen's long silver nib. Okay, discuss business. Ah, the captain, a moment, do take a seat. Tea? Ah, yes, I will call for some tea. The loss of our dear minister for... He hesitates, covertly checking his file. Lustrum, yes, is a tragedy, but we must move on. You seem just the sort I'm looking for. Lucid, breathing. Have you considered a career in politics? He holds up a hand. No, I do not care about history or affiliations. A bum in the chair will suffice. The Department of Albion Affairs would be a suitable starting point. If you are interested, I will set the wheels in motion. Okay. Observe the people's perpetual protest. Parliament has little power, but at least there's a chance it might listen. This is more than protesters can expect at the throne of ours. The protesters raise their voice with a spirit of camaraderie and a united belief that words can still make the world a better place, with neither anger in their words nor violence in their demands. At 3 on the dot, a huge portcullis opens and the protesters are served tea, scones, and a little cucumber sandwiches, cut into triangles, a little recognition of the protesters' ongoing service to the most vital part of British democracy. I will join the protest. You scream and tell horrors, wave borrowed placards, and invent witty slogans that trip off the tongue and are quickly picked up by those around you. The world does not seem to a notably better place as a result of all this protesting. Still, even a tiny ripple has the potential to become a tidal wave. And regain Sky Story. Let's go. Okay, help the incautious driver. It was going to fail because it was a 0%. I feel so dumb that I didn't do one of these already when I was at the fucking other place. Failed attempt. The incautious driver spends hours sniffing at the air in search of familiar stores, but to no avail. We should try somewhere else. They reluctantly decide, shuffling with uncharacteristic glumness back towards the train. The only thing else we could do here is buy stuff, which we don't need. Okay, Albion is already so much more interesting than the Reach. Because there is a lot of things going on here already that I have questions about. And I'm curious about, whereas a lot of the Reach is just strange things that you can kind of make heads or tails of pretty simply. I mean, a lot of it is just like, there's these weird artifacts, there's these weird things. The only thing I think would actually be interesting to explore is the forest where Trader's Wood, where you can find ruins to get into the to get sills so you can go into that one place. Oh, well, there's also that weird fucking large thing actually up in Hybris. That I'm curious about, but not curious enough about, I should say. Okay, find us something useful, please. Okay, fine. There's combat happening nearby, isn't there? Sky is deep here, and the winds are hollow. Yeah, I can definitely hear something flying around nearby. We still need to find London, though. Cracked crockery. You know what? I'm gonna keep going around this way, I think. Because we just got so much of an empty map to explore that I don't really know what to do exactly. Okay, so that's how we can get to the bit between again. Which is good to have an ability to reach. We still need to find... I'm assuming London is the new Winchester of Albion. But we need to find that, because we're going to need a place that... It's probably in the middle of the map, though. I don't know. We're just going to play it dangerously, I guess. The music is very strange in London, I am noticing. Or Albion. I'm gonna keep switching those two around. Oh, fuck. Okay, never mind, you're fine. Bring us some useful information, please. I mean, it's something. Okay. Of course. Ow. Oh my god. Okay. I do like the color palette, though. I like the purple and yellowish looking fog underneath. Just from a aesthetic standpoint, it's really good. But I'm sure it's supposed to represent the smog, so it's not a good thing. It just looks cool. Okay, we've got a new port over there. HM1 Magnolia. Okay. This feels like it's gonna be hard to navigate until we have the map. Lots of walls that we can't really pass. Oh, hey, there's little ships that fly in the lower layers, too. That's a nice detail. I like that. Okay. Is that the port? What? That's just an abandoned port thing. No! These are ports that are being used by other ships. Okay. St. Dominic's Station. Okay, well, I clearly took the wrong path to get to a docking station. And I don't think we've made it to London. Oh wow, we found port with a few seconds to spare till... no, we're in London. Okay. Well, the ads are about to start, so it'll be a good time to go get water, stretch, use the bathroom, anything of the like. I naturally do the same during the ad break, so you're not missing much. I'll say things, I'll maybe talk a bit, but not a whole lot. You know. Dun, dun, ads are not starting still. Any second now. It says they're starting, but they aren't. Waiting. That took a lot longer than it should have. Took a little bit longer because I was cleaning out my ears. But I still need to refill my drink, which is water, using powder that makes it more hydrating, because, again, poor hydration. And I also really wish that I lived in a place with better water quality, so I didn't have to use water bottles. Because even if it's cheap to get a shit ton of water bottles, it's still spending money on something that you shouldn't need to spend money on outside of your taxes. But America is notoriously awful because they allow politicians to take bribes legally from corporations, which is, needlessly to say, really fucked up and a problem. And I do agree with people who have been like, there should be a spending limit maximum for advertisement and the like for politicians who are running for elections. Instead, it is the opposite. And it is problematic and a problem. And unfortunately, America is repeating a very unfortunate moment of history from a different country that led to a very well-known, important historical event for the whole world. But it is what it is. And there's not much I can do about it other than vote. And hope that people do vote. And hope that more people stop letting the us versus them mentality drive their decision making, because they do not leave one side. Okay, now that I have water and am returning to this game, St. Dominic's Station is thick with crowds. A brass band plays. The cause of the excitement is an unfamiliar locomotive, the Imperial Blue, a delicate, gleaming craft whose elongated nose houses an array of lenses. A top-hatted official from the Ministry of Public Decency is delivering a speech, the first of a fleet of new Monitor-class locomotives. They will be Her Majesty's watchdogs, scouring the skies for the enemies of Albion. The crowd cheers. Well, most of them. Let's tour the engine. The Monitor's hull is carved to deflect incoming rounds, but its plating is much lighter than that of a London dreadnought. The bridge is crammed with state-of-the-art sensory equipment. You put your eye to the main scope, and it flings your sight through the Monitor's precisely aligned lenses and away to a distant stretch of the sky. The stars are bright and close. You step back, bumping into a control panel. Careful, warns a crewman. That's the gun. Just one, you ask? He grins. Oh, she only needs the one. We got a vision of heaven. No sooner have you pulled into the sidings than a long-faced man in a battered coat approaches your locomotive and asks for a moment of your time. Oh, because we have a villainy of 3 or more, we get to go on. Let's hear what he has to say. His voice is nasal. Okay, they've already given me a lot of information on the voice. Love that. His voice is nasal, his eyes gray. I will not wish you a good day. You are a person of intelligence, and the day is manifestingly miserable. I, myself, am newly afflicted by the gout, which has made my mornings a parade of wretchedness. No doubt you have your own misfortunes, into which I will not pry. Instead, let us move to a happier subject of business. I have heard amenable things about you from several mutual acquaintances. My employer may have work for you, profitable work, but perilous and profoundly illegal. Should you be interested, seek me at the Admiral Benbow Inn here in London. when he takes his leave, tugging at the thickness of the fog before he dons his crooked hat and vanishes into the crowd. Okay. Oh, wow. Now we have a lot of things we can do in London. Let's go. Bazaar first. Okay, London, I was right. So they want literature for the avid... Oh. Those who remain at the avid horizon are desperate for diversion, distraction, or escape. So that would require me to go back to the Reach. Chapel... Wait, no. Avonport. Oh my god. I'm mistaking Avonport with Avid Horizon, but this is giving us directions. Those who remain at the Avid... So this wants 3 Ministry-approved literature. Perdance and Wolfberry Juxamar. And 5 casks of Navratime gemstones. Can be reliably be purchased at Piranesi in the Forge of Souls. Okay, what do we got? Got basic supplies here. Let's go. Okay, they have different stuff here. I don't think we can equip blue stuff yet. Oh, wow. No, we can. We have the veils, so we could... I mean... a bigger hold is something we desperately need at this point. Huh. Oh, that's a different slot than these are. So that's a weapon we can't buy. Well, we could, but we can't use it. I don't think we want to buy more than just one weapon at a time, I think. Or item at a time. Just for... Can I not sell... I cannot sell it. Okay. Good news. We can store it, though. Saint... Nope, that's not it. So this is where we could look at ships. Oh, so they have different ships here. Thundering Pulsiverance, the Terror of the Sky. So it's not like the big, huge boy. Okay. I mean, we could technically get that pretty effectively, but I don't want it. Okay, but... Help the amenable vagabond plot an escape. Right. Let's work on the ambition first. During Jubilation Day, London celebrates its conquest of the sun that once ruled Albion. During Jubilation Day, London... clergy of the new sequence, backed by exultant choirs, preach from every balcony, exhorting the light and order of the man-made clockwork sun. Banners flutter from state building. Hosannas... I don't know if that's right. Hosannas are sung to the Queen. Fireworks crack in the sky. dying in brief blazes. The last time you saw the earnest counterfeiter, you attended the festivities together. Let's watch the burning of a gilded effigy. Flames lick at the king of ours' shins. His glit pills and blackens. When the fire reaches his waist, and one arm cracks and falls into the conflagration, the crowd cheers. When you were here with the earnest counterfeiter, she seemed distracted. Once, you caught her watching you, the firelight gold on her face. When you asked what the matter was, she said nothing and turned away. Purchase a bag of rubbery lumps. It is best not to speculate upon what hides within their crunchy batter. You have been chewing this one for some time, for example, and the less you know, the better. When you were here with the earnest counterfeiter, she bought 1 bag of lumps for you and 2 for herself. She considers herself a connoisseur. Connoisseur. Connoisseur? Connoisseur. Both work. Return to the last place, your friend. London sprawls across plates of sky rock connected with bridges, stairs, and less in less salubrious cases, ladders. I have never heard that word before. Southwark is one of the higher plates. A simple railing discourages you from its edge. The clockwork sun is behind you, dimmed for the night. Stretching before you are darker skies, studded with studded and studied are very similar in image shape, which is not good for my dyslexia. Below, where the lower, poorer districts are caked in smog, the sounds of raucous celebration continue. The clocks begin to chime. Your friend is not here. You find a bench and wait. Fireworks flare and whistle. The clock strikes 12 at precisely the same second. The horological office keeps them in perfect time. Still, there is no sign of your friend. The clocks chime 1. She is not coming. Okay, let's work on this before we continue that. To find the address given to Captain Wetlock's will, you make your way through little used streets in one of London's lower smoggier levels. On a secluded courtyard flanked by the backs of warehouses and factories stands a tall grey house with 1 door and no windows. When you knock, a blind butler answers, "Yes?" Deliver the black box. The butler is pleased. "Ah, our resident has arrived. Please, bring him in. Everything has been prepared according to Captain Whitlock's instructions." Excuse me? As you maneuver the black box inside, you ask what those instructions were. "She has arranged for Master Jacob's convalescence with us. I understand the young gentleman has suffered from a prolonged illness, which has left him unable to speak and afflicted him with a delicate disposition. His expression is entirely impassive. The affairs of the house have been organized in such a way as to never inconvenience him. He will require no visitors. An extensive library has been provided for his edification. Privacy is Privacy is paramount." With the box in place, the butler produces a key from his pocket, but waits for you to leave before using it. "Thank you for your assistance, madam. If Amelia were still with us, she would thank you. Good day." You leave the house without windows behind. The matter of Captain Wetlock's legacy finally discharged. We got 2,000 experience for that. Let's go. Let's continue our ambition. The earnest counterfeiter did not come to your arranged meeting. Something is wrong. The seasoned captain said she was spending most of her time in London. She must have lodgings here. Good thing we have a lot of gossip. You focus your efforts on the down-end pubs in which she used to ply her counterfeiting services. The Spite, the Cherryman. Hydrate, you're right. Jasper, and Frank's. No one has seen your friend in some time, and not all since the fire. The fire? Apparently there was a fire in the building where she rented rooms. No bodies were found, but she hasn't been seen since. You are unable to secure the address. Okay. There's a lot going on here. I'm going to assume, this is a genuine assumption I'm going to make right now. I'm assuming that it might be a cover-up. The building your friend lived in was a narrow lodging house, divided into many apartments. Now it is blackened husk, still standing only because it's wedged between houses on either side. The constabulary have boarded it up. A pair of homeless gentlemen occupying the opposite doorway are happy to tell you about it. We saw it. They said it was a gas fire. Burned blue, didn't it, George? Arr, says George. Blue. You understand that your friend lived in this garret. Prying aside the boards you enter, the fire sting claws at your throat. Thin stairs, warped and blackened, lead upwards. But when you set foot on the first step, it collapses. You are forced to inch up, testing each one as you go. The room has collapsed, exposing the garret to the air. Blackened beams jut like ribs from a slew of tumbled tiles. But carefully, the building shell groans in the slightest wind. You unearth a few... You unearth a few burned pages from the rubble. None are untouched by the fire, and many are blotted by rain. But you manage to pick out a handful of gnomic phrases, constellations and conjections. Jesus Christ. Crystalhum, Amaranthine, Nepentine, Liberation? Meg, the fire that follows, the Courtsy's bloodhound. King of Hours, Green Region, consult the rolls of ash. This latter one has the bedeviled Didict's name written at... Okay. So we have to go back to New Winchester to continue this. Okay. The latter one has the bedeviled Didict's name written at the top. If Meg is Spatchcocker's Meg, if Meg is Spatchcocker Meg, there's two of your acquaintances from the Promise of Days named in these papers. Is this the important work they were helping the earnest counterfeiter with? It's time they talk to you. Okay, so we're done with first stuff. Let's explore London. We're going to save the other things for a little bit. Liberated from her prison below the earth and elevated to the heavens, prickled with chimneys, mantled in sooty smog. Here are old proud buildings, transported block by pale block to the sky. Here are new edifices of storing steel and stone and gleaming glass. The ultimate achievement of Victorian ambition, unhampered by terrestrial concerns, London is a feverish brew of aspiration, empire, and appetite. Hunt for the shop. There, you find the establishment between the roofs of two collapsed houses. Under the steepled walls, it bulges like a tumor. You enter. The floorboards sigh in warning under your feet. The tiling ripples underfoot like the back of an animal. Inside there are aisles as thin as capillaries, and shelves cold? In thick black fabric. There is no one here. A dusty bronze bell rests atop the equally dusty counter. Ring the bell. The sound is sharp and silver in the murk. For a time there is nothing. No indication of life in the stone until... What are you? Why have you come? If you are a customer, I have nothing right now. Nothing I want to sell. Comes a voice from the clutter. Body soon follows the voice, peeling from the gloom. It elongates, stretching upward, spreading into a flare of burgundy fabric. Under its hood, an unmistakably Charybdian visage. Its eyes dark and curious. It is one of the masters of the bazaar. I know very little about the bazaar I'm learning right now. And maybe, though pronounced adversaries of the Empire, one of them still stands here before you. Imperious, impossible, and maybe slightly afraid. Ask about the cider. Gone. What he wants is gone. No, not gone, but almost gone. Little more than a sweet swallow, and that isn't enough to do anything. Moving in the chthonic murk. Filled with carnivore purpose, you smell animal musk and hoarfrost on your rose petals. And fruit both astringent and sweet. Gone. But I could make more. I was Mr. Apples once. As I was once other things, other names, other people. You smell of oil and metal in the stars. You could take me where I need to go. You can almost touch it. Do this for me, and I will trade you something very rare, very fine indeed. A pause. My company. Okay. We get the... Oh, hey. I got an achievement for that. You're wiser than most of your kind. I am so glad that you did not say no. It would have made me unhappy. And that would have made you worse. It feeds oil to one of the dying lamps pendulating overhead. So close its breath rises over your skin. Revealed. The hoarder is massive, stooped, bat-like where its bones do not strain to imitate humanity. But you did not. So we are now. Searches for the word friends. And not hungry things circling in the dark, watching to see who will lie down their guard first. Oh hey, we have a quartermaster. Let's go. Let's ask about the luggage. The cryptorious hoarder glowers, its expression glacial. When it becomes clear that it cannot intimidate you into leaving, your quartermaster sighs and relents. A jellyfish still alive, it whispers, voice sawed down to a growl. As it speaks, the hoarder trails a claw along each item. A dream of freedom, piped into glass. Verdant spores that will never die. Everything immortal, or that aspires to be immortal. I am making an inventory of them. Okay. I mean, we had a high success chance, so let's do this. You can't have it, it hisses at you from under the oversized cowl. You explain that compliments are not meant to be transactions. The Cryptorus hoarder is initially distrustful of your exposition, and then transported at this epiphany. Appreciation without condition. What a winsome novelty. It's not like that where I come from. Before London, long before. They just take and take and take. Teeth slant into you. But that's acceptable. I take their things too. Whose things? And where did it come from? Here, the wilderness, lush and velveted with so many treasures. So many hungry tastes. There were others with me, yes, but none of them were as clever as me. I know how to make immortality. I know how to make collections that last. Its ears flattened. And this is why I must be careful. Be small now. Yeah, we just need to know what we need to do. I have a dream, it confides, picking at the hem of its claret cloak. An ear, long and velveteen, droops from its cowl. An old dream, an excellent dream. I would make my collection perfect. To do this, there is a corpse that I must visit. Your kind named it Faith's Fall. Appropriate, I think. If I could travel there, if I had help and Baron's wood, I could build the thing that I need. For a moment, its eyes are the universe, garbed and glorious with stars. But you couldn't spare the crew, or the timber, or the time. Not for me. No, not for me. It ducks its head. So, we have to go back to the Reach for you. That's fine. We're going to have to go back to the Reach for a lot of things. Yeah, let's ask about Mr. Menagerie. Silence. The kind on like a man trying to recall a favorite meal overtakes the Cryptorus hoarder for an interval. At last, it brightens. It sells delicious things. That is a good question. Her Majesty came to regret her arrangement with us. She re-engaged and fled the fifth city for the sky. Most of my colleagues remained behind, fat and sleek and content at the heart of the new sixth city. But a few of us had languished long enough in the dark. We saw the chance to return home, to the heavens. So in secret, a few of us followed you to the sky. Most of us did so quietly. One of us made too much noise, and Her renewed Majesty overheard it. It has a job now. The hoarder sniffs. Tragic. You know what? Fair. There is so much going on in this place. Yeah. I'm going to set up a shop in London and offer my services to this generation of builders and industrials, he sighs. I suppose they're a dreadful bunch, but someone has to stop them making the mistakes we did. He heads off into the smog and does not look back. Okay. The signalman is in a shabby little consulting office near the station. Decades out of fashion, a motto on the cobwebbed window reads, "Told you so." Despite its appearance, business is booming. London's elite, unused to being spoken to frankly, consider him a delightful novelty. Okay, so we get to choose. So, we already have 2 cryptic benefactors. So, ministry gratitude seems more useful. The Sigma nods. More than willing to apply myself to the ministry. I've been wanting to take a gander at their failings for some time now. There is undertone of relief. Meet you back here when I'm ready. 30 days. Okay. Now we let the princess set up a salon. The princess sweeps away into the smog. For a moment, her tiara sparkles in a single beam of distant sunlight. She has left you an invitation. It is to the Red Salon. No further details are given. You'll have to find it, and the princess, yourself. Yeah, we can't do any of this time yet. Okay. Failure on the incautious driver, that's fine. The incautious driver spends hours sniffing... Okay, yeah, it's the same thing. The navigator, we're going to the ambassador's house. The house is small, but is in an expensive location. It is well kept, the windows are clean, the steps freshly swept. Asphodel is flourishing in an urn by the steps. Still feels like home, the navigator gazed at the front door. Feels strange to know I'm just visiting. The grieving matriarch herself opens the door. She sees the navigator and yelps. She laughs. It disintegrates into tears. The navigator enfolds the woman in a hug. The matriarch glares up at the navigator fondly. I've been so worried. The moment I knew you'd signed up. It's so dangerous out there. What if something had happened to you, too? She hustles the pair of you into the drawing room. My husband's at work. He'll be disappointed to have missed you. The grieving matriarch is determined you'll join her for tea. She even refuses to let the servants assist. She is rushing towards the kitchen when the navigator intervenes. We can't stay long. I mustn't impose on the captain. I promise I'll come back soon. He draws the matriarch close and lowers his voice. Came to ask. May I borrow the key? I haven't been able to pay my respects. The grieving matriarch looks mortified. We're going to give them privacy. The walls are covered in family photos. Frames jostle for space. In the oldest picture, the navigator appears as a young, freckled girl, skirted and scowling. In the latter one, he's a tall, short-haired youth, his arm casually flung around his friend's shoulders. The matriarch bustles past. A couple of minutes later, she returns carrying a large book. This time, she attempts a smile. Finally, the navigator comes out into the hall. Have what I need. He has the book under one arm and is holding up a large iron key. What does it open? The family tomb in Eagle's Imperium. They took Alphen? Back there. Okay. Attend a meeting with the gloomy middleman. Oh, that didn't feel good. The middleman is nursing the same glass of beer he began the evening with. Ah, ma'am. To claim it is a good evening would be duplicitous. But it is at least an evening, and here you are in it. He waits until you sit. My employer... Oh yeah, this is the nasally guy. My employer can open a profitable door for you. There are goods that Her Majesty's government do not want to see brought or sold. Prohibition begets scarcity. Scarcity begets profit. One example of the contraband is red honey, gathered by the Midnight Rose at Tatiana. Unfortunately, supplies have dried up. Prove your value, find out why, and fix the problem. Okay. So we have even more reason that we need to return to the Reach. Okay. So now we wander the streets. There's a palpable tension in the air today. Ministry officials walk the streets, their expressions stormy. A newspaper at the station proclaims the date, the anniversary of the blockade of New Winchester. Okay, let's help the vagabond with his, stuff. The vagabond has managed to procure blueprints in the jail where Riptide being held. He is excitedly planning a pointlessly intricate scheme to get her out. It involves disguised as distraction, the extremely irresponsible misuse of hours, and 2 separate explosions. Okay, here's the thing. We can't do this. What we have... When you reveal your plan, the vagabond seems deflated. I suppose it makes sense, he says glumly, scrunching up his heavily anointed blueprints. Rat bites crime are relatively minor. A defacement of property, improperty, pickpocketing. It's relatively easy to ensure that the paperwork for her upcoming trial is conveniently misplaced. When you greet her outside the jail, she is half mad and half starved. You bring her aboard the engine and order her to be given a full meal and a decent night's rest. When she recovered, you'll quiz her about her old partner in crime, Quivers. Okay. I kind of have to use the bathroom. So we're going to just run the ads early so I can go use the bathroom. So yeah, 3 minutes, stretch, water, whatever you need to do, because I definitely need to use the bathroom. The generous stretch, okay. The generous princess manages many affairs of court. She cultivates alliances, Forms opinions, sets trends, makes introductions, suggests promotions, dismantles reputations. She attracts rumors like a lantern attracts moths. It's said that she fears the light of the suns and that her gifts inevitably destroy the recipients. She can sometimes be found in her salon, where she welcomes visiting captains. Okay, so this is just... I have... Yeah, we're gonna keep a chunk of them. By that I mean 3 of them, but... We'll get some extra sovereigns and some experience. We don't need new crew. We've explored all of London. Steam and Sapphire Yards. Okay. We're gonna just heal up fully. Investigate rumors of an underground railway. McQuarrie's tobacco shop. The sign on the door once read, McQuarrie and Son Fine Tobacco. Put sense that someone has crossed out the word fine in a fit of honesty. Then on a separate, more ominous occasion, they have crossed out and Son. The building is embarked on rapid descent into squalor. The paint peels, the windows are caked with grime. The selection is unimpressive, and as is the quality. Neither Albion nor the Reach have found a genuinely good replacement for tobacco, though increasingly frantic smokers have tried lighting up virtually every example of sky flora that have been discovered. Few Skyfarers mill about, examining the lower grade flavors and speculating on exactly what McQuarrie is cutting them with today. The more expensive brands are untouched in their glass cases. You'd wonder how this place managed to stay open if it weren't for the fact it's so obviously on the brink of closure and probably collapse. And return to the yard. Okay, investigate rumors. You've heard of a less than legal organization operating out of the Steam and Sapphire Yards. They pay for information and may offer work to the bold, the clever, and those willing to displease Her Majesty. I mean, we have affiliations. Let's just use them. Your connections are reluctant to talk. I hear the deniables have been sniffing about. Less known, the better. London's deniable constables, the plainclothes instruments of Her Majesty's displeasure, are a persistent superstition of the underclasses. Eventually, a dubious rag-and-bone man directs you to one of the engine houses. Talk to the bookkeeper. He'll see you right. He occupies a tiny office cobbled together from iron sheets in the back of one of the Empire's engine sheds. It is stacked with nicotine-stained account books and boxes full of oily brackets. The bookkeeper looks up at you as you enter and gestures to a chair. Okay. We'll deliver our book report. Our thing. The bookkeeper reads the report swiftly, makes a few notations, then files them deeply in his haystack of financial records, beyond the attention of even the most persistent ministry auditor. Thanking you silently, he conveys that you're doing important work. Oh my god. Okay, so you need gratitude at 4 to get his trust. Okay. So we just need to increase our So... inventory. So, Avid Horizon... Oh, we need to buy supplies. Is west-northwest of London. West-southwest of London. And we'll grab one extra supply since it's about to shift. So we want to go this way. Okay. But we do now know where London is. So we can make use of that. Oh, we need to talk to our... We have to talk to individuals. The navigator joins you in his cabin. Finally, the words tumble out. I thought I was all right. Just got out with my work, and I was doing well. He reaches beneath his bunk to pull out the book the matriarch gave him. Alton read this all the time. He'd act it out, do the voices. It is the Epic of King Gessar. Alton knew the true me. He shared his clothes, helped me bind my chest the first time, got me into my first fist fight. The navigator sits up proudly. He was my best friend. When we were children, I made a promise to him. The navigator stares blindly at the book. Okay. We stand by trans people in this stream. Let's go. We got trans representation in Sunless Skies. Hell yeah. When we were grown up, we'd go exploring together. We'd go on great quests, do mighty things. The navigator takes several breaths before continuing. We'd be heroes. People would write stories about us. I was exploring the skies and... The navigator turns his face away. He didn't even get to leave home. He wipes his eyes on his sleeve and stands resolute. I'm not going to break my promise. I will give him adventures worthy of King Gessar. Please, Captain. I want to go to Eagle's Imperium. I'm breaking him out of his tomb. But I'll need your help. You'll need a visa to come with me. The London Embassy will give you one. He frowns. If you've not been to Eleutheria, the Relia is near Hybris in the Reach. Okay. We now need to talk to the vagabond. Let's talk to Ratbite over dinner. You, Ratbite, and the vagabond dine together. The vagabond is laughing raucously, telling horrible jokes. Ratbite says little. She's gaunt, hollow-eyed, all sharp angles and scars. Quivers was obsessed with fairy tales, she tells you. He said there were some skylark signs scattered around the skies that no one knew the meaning of, not even the oldest skylarks. He believed they'd lead him right to the sugar-spun garden if he could translate them. She pulls a small notebook from her pocket. He left this with me. He collected all the undeciphered signs except one. Last I heard, he was headed to Ackley's to find it. Okay, we need to go to wherever Ackley's is. Wait. I never talked to them, did I? There's Vic with the scent of jasmine. The rats have acquired a hookah pipe and are reminiscing over their lost Sarge. Albrecht twitches his immaculate whiskers. We need to find Vilma, our strategist, but it will be awkward. She was Cinder's paramour. There is a snort from somewhere in the nest. Albrecht continues. We lost touch with the others, but Velma will know where they are. And when we open the vault, you will have a share, of course. The last I heard, Velma was reciting Impertinence as a pet. Albrecht's expression speaks volumes. Okay. So, learning some new things. The adventure is continuing. Oh, fun. Rosenbaum's consequences. Conscience. No consequence. I just added an S, not said the word wrong. Well, I said the word wrong, but you know what I mean. And what do we get? Dried tea. We'll let them have their fight. Alright, my friend, give me a location. Okay, well, we found nothing. The music is very charming. Man, we keep finding nothing. Oh, I barely missed. Okay, what do we find? Uncanny specimen. And we got a facet. Let's level up. Oh, that's interesting. Let's see. We do want to be increasing our irons and mirrors primarily right now, though. You fought in the greatest battle of the Winchester War, when the regional governor appointed by Her Majesty was driven from the Reach. The independent Tacites besieged the port. The loyalist stovepipes hoped to hold out until reinforcements led by the Imperial Dreadnought, Her Majesty's displeasure, could arrive. Which side did we fight on? Well, we want mirrors, so we fought on the Tacites. I didn't read it all. You were part of the blockade, hunting for engines trying to supply the defenders, and scouting for the inevitable reinforcements from London. Okay, we found... Still not finding any ports, or anything really. Which is a bit concerning. Axe Dog Passage, 69 experience. Surely there's something... Oh! Oh, that, Yeah, yep, that's just as freaky as it fucking was in Sunless Sea. Not a huge fan of that, honestly. But we did find a new port. Workers in neat uniforms guide your locomotive to rest. Tourist engines rest alongside trading engines. Crews trade gossip and delicacies. Signs in block capitals make abundantly clear that this is not a place for pleasure. Whorlbury Juxtamar dazzles like a Fabergé egg, lamplit, rich brass, and Britain and Baroque. In the distance, carnival music mixes with faint cheering. A queue twists and snarls along the dock. Visitors are not allowed to just stroll into the port. They must be admitted. Every fortnight, the Bureau of Entertainment holds a lottery to give out a number of paupers' passes, which grant free admittance. The queue for those is long, but it's not the only way into the port. A fox-jawed man, smartly dressed in cobalt, takes notice of you. He crooks a finger. First time visiting Whorlbury Juxtamar, eh? Come on, come over then. The representative of the Bureau of Entertainments introduces herself. We are a department of the Ministry of Public Decency, but we're entirely autonomous. We run this port for the benefit of wary travelers. He leads you past himself. I just can't read. Oh my god. I knew the sound I was about to make was really disgusting, so I muted. The representative, he leads you past the queue that doesn't even bother to grumble. Yes, I know, queue jumping is terribly uncouth, but would you really rather be mingling with the proletariat when you could be enjoying our port? And I'm sure once you've seen what we have to offer, you'll need to come back again. He leads you to a fitting station. Everyone goes through this. There's a dress code. The Bureau of Entertainment wishes to encourage industrious captains to patronize the port. To this end, on a captain's first visit, they are allowed in both without charge and without having to queue. The courtier is exquisitely attired. Burgundy tailcoat, cravat, brocaded vest in iron and ink, breeches, boots, and a smile like a shark. Periodically, he checks a brass pocket watch, while he stumbling over my words a bit. While he grins, lengthens, and diminishes in turn. He is here to supervise the attire of new visitors to the port. In Warlbury, everyone dresses up in the heady styles of 50 years ago. The Bureau of Entertainment provides suitable attire for all visitors. Which article of clothing are you going to base your choices off of? Millinery, a dress shirt, why not both? Finely tailored coat, a skirt, or maybe a kilt, or bustle, or breeches. Fabulous, I mean, we've got to go with a skirt. We just had I'm Scottish play. The courtier calls two old women from a door, their stained glass eyes nearly as pale as the naraceous filaments of their long white hair, the latter suspended in complicated spirals. They ease you into your selections without fanfare. There's even a martial contempt, as though you're not moving halfway fast enough, gracefully enough. Despite their disdain, they are competent and civil assistants, wholly disinterested in everything from your choices in lace, up trousers to erotic underwear. Okay. When you finally dismiss the women, the courtier considers you for a long moment. He turns to a wardrobe and hands you several garments all your size. Once you are dressed, he dismisses you, shooing you into Woolbury Juxtra Mare. So obviously port report. In the face of candy floss, guards are let down. Presented with this much tea, defenses are dropped. This should have been a good place to gather information. Unfortunately, the screams of the donkey render eavesdropping impossible. Still, even by itself, a list of visitors is certainly worth something. In the face... I already read that. A babble of shops and stalls, Sears... Okay, there's a lot going on. Bohemia. Okay. Okay. The stall has a row of wooden ducks that you can shoot at with an air rifle. A child stands alongside it, crying. He has spent all his money and not knocked down one. When you have to go, it becomes apparent that at least one of the ducks is glued in place. When you point this out, the storekeeper frowns and hastily passes you a prize. No, I can't do a Scottish accent. We're not doing that. Succumb to the wiles of the rubbery lump cellar. It tastes precisely as it advertised. Hot, rubbery, faintly sweet, with a dashing of mirin and brown sugar, and an aftertaste of reminiscent of roasted berries, like a memory of better days. You graze on palmful of lumps before you put the rest away. I just can't do the accent, and I'm not gonna destroy my voice trying to do an accent that I can't do. The frames shop, as it turns out, it's not what your purchase corrective glass is. Instead, it hawks poor metaphors and second-rate similes, phrases with which to inadequately frame a situation. Not wanting to be impolite, you buy an apology for an upset stomach. Okay, well, let's do his thing now. Failure again. Tequila? I don't know. Then cautious driver spends hours sniffing. Yeah, okay, well, it's always the same. Shop at a charming tea room. The tea is fragrant and refreshing, with just a kiss of sugar. You see someone attempting to add milk to their tea. They are summarily lynched by two men who are reading newspapers upside down. It appears traditional for patrons here to abscond with one piece of cutlery, something you can slip into your pocket, a teaspoon, a butter knife, the little pot for the jam, whatever best remind them of the tea room. As such, you do the same. No reason to be impolite. Oh wow, there's a... I mean, this one we have a 100% chance. A residue persists from the last cup of tea, a flavor like roasted chestnuts in the color of blue. And the color blue, like absinthe. Absinthe brewed in the belly of a star. The sour tang of that last sip resides in your palate, in the oily coating on your tongue. It is like, but entirely dissimilar to, the more familiar teas of London. It would be magnificently with a fresh scone, some ant-manufactured jam, but the aroma is fundamentally incorrect. The citrus notes mingle with the nostalgia for a time that has never been. The warm spices heighten the anxiety that bubbles with every sip. This tea remembers how it will come to be made. It is a struggle to ignore the details. The place is so bright and joy-filled it's easy to be distracted. It is time to go elsewhere. It's time to leave. Let's check out their bazaar. We don't need those. How many did we need of those? Was it 5? Or 3? 3. Wrong button. So we can go back in. You've done work for those important to the ministry. They will have heard of you. The official checks a list for your names. Your name, nods, then clicks his fingers twice. Workers from the Bureau of Entertainments quickly commandeer your attention. A man and a woman approaching on each side, both exquisitely dressed, their smiles well-whetted knives. Come already. The courtier doesn't like waiting. You need an outfit. Come. Sure, let's go with the hat this time. The courtier summons a pair of pale children, their stained glass eyes a palette of emerald golds. They'll help you with anything you need, ma'am. No favors too big, too terrible. I'd ask that you don't request a bladder as a hat. However, I hate training new help. His assistants are as attentive as they are silent. Reverently, they offer possibilities in flattering headgear. Fascinators, bowlers, top hats, even veils filigreed with milky blue seed pearls, and roses the red of a broken heart. When you finally dismiss the children, the courtier considers you a long moment. He turns to a wardrobe and hands you several garments, all your size. Once you are dressed, he dismisses you, shooing you into Whorlberry. Okay, well, we don't need to go... So again, we just need more affiliation with Bohemia for this. Let's try the shops. The barber smiles at you with too many teeth. Shaving a nick? He asks. Then his shop is lushly appointed, crushed velvet in a decandidly papal aesthetic. It is conspicuously empty. He notes your glance and, crestfallen, offers to tell you a story instead. That's the tea again. Residue persist. Yeah, let's do this, though, so we can get the discovery. Oh my god, our inventory is going to be full. The door slides like a thief into the periphery of your vision. Too short to enter unless you crawl. You pry the door open. Inside is the throat of a short tunnel. Connective tissue, really, leading out to a star-swallowed twilight. You press a canal slicked with juices that cannot so much be seen as felt. Your journey begins here. You press down. It sticks to you. Vernix and the warm reek of intestinal meat, gelatinous and insistent that you remain where you are. Perhaps it is the Sisyphean nature of the travel. Perhaps it's the carelessness. Whatever it is, the voice of the man ahead of you, salt dry and salt cold, comes as a surprise. You're late for the sermon too, he hisses. We mustn't be late for the sermon. His hand grasps yours, tugs you through a translucent membrane, across the path, through church doors. You don't have time to observe the port. The air seizes you, cold as a corpse's kiss, and something about it is wrong. The bedraggled parson stands before his people, palms raised. Today we stand before they who must grieve, to give praise to their sacrifice. Without them, there would be no joy, no agony against which we might juxtapose the sweetness of our existence. Do not ever forget this. If you forget all else, do not forget this. He raises his eyebrow at you. A pleasure to see a new member. Please join us later on the beach. Okay, let's listen to the murmuring sermon. The bedraggled parson paces around his stage, lit up from behind by his reverence, his conviction in the sutras of his speak. Here is a man assured in his precise place in the universe. And remember, next Tuesday, a baptism at the Mists. All those looking to experience a closer connection with they who must grieve, come down to shore. Upon closer inspection, it becomes evident that it isn't hair that sits atop her skull, but thousands of delicate cilia. Still, aside from that one anomaly, the woman seems normal and generous with her attention. I like coming here. The parson's got a good heart. No idea what he's trying to say sometimes, but he's got a good heart. He wants us to rise up, rise beyond who we are and what we are. We've just got to give ourselves to they who must grieve. That's how I got this. She strokes her hair. In the mists. She leans in. But honestly, I'm only here because the parson's a pretty one. Yeah, we're talking to cultists. This is fun. Hello. They burble gently at you, their voice like a chorus of brooks. You're new. When they speak, you can see that they do not, in fact, have tongues. But a mouth like the inside of an intestine, soft with pelvilia. Perhaps this is why they sound the way they do. The Bureau does not like me in Woolbury Mare. They don't even like me in the off-season. But I have seen they who must grieve, and I will remember that day always. It transformed my body, my mind, and my heart. I have no idea. Pelvili, I'm guessing Vili is a name of something that's in your intestines. There is little resistance from the congregation. Once they've surmised that you do not belong, the officers leave you largely alone, occupying themselves with the task of extracting the parishioners. The bedraggled parson's disciples cooperate with only minimal contempt, moving where they're told, answering questions when they're asked. All in all, a courteous disruption. Come on then, let's go. The rictus smiles at the officers are identical in their splendor, as is the exquisiteness of their uniforms, the oiled shine of their dark hair. The Bureau of Entertainment is the branch of the Ministry of Public Decency responsible for the well-being and upkeep of Woolbury. They take their duties seriously. Oh, we'll go quietly this time. You really should have said something, coos a woman, box-shouldered and fletching crocodilian. Her smile something scrimshawed into her jaw. Why didn't you say anything? Oh, well, too late now. The bruises are charming, I promise. Now off with you, back to Woolbury, back to civilization. She thrusts you through the exit and bolts the door behind you. The journey burns like the birth of a star, boils beneath your muzzles. There's some weird shit going on. I have so many questions. Slide across to the off season, I guess. You tell a passerby a story they'd not expected, something raw, profoundly and audaciously private. They gasp, and the air jumps. Irises into a door like a wicker tunnel string with fairy lights. You dash through the air, and the air feels membranous, stinks of burning wire. It is a wall of mucus, 2 feet thick, and it calls your eyes. Coals? No, that's not coals. Calls? I need to know what the fuck this word is, because I do not know. The amniotic membrane enclosing a fetus. Okay. Okay. What? Uh...
お前はもう死んでいる。何?
Whorlberry has become a corpse. The run-down bones of its forgotten attractants swarm with bedraggled men and women, all armed with cleaning equipment. This is where the workers of Whorlberry live, and labor to create the gaudy frontage seen by tourists. The beach is now a decaying mess, visited only by the cultists who attend the chapel there. To linger here, you'll need to work, but labor is poorly paid. Take other workers' jobs too often, and they'll firmly encourage you to depart. Okay. Let's go to the beach. Whorlberry is shattered beams and broken stone. In the beach is a stretch of filth clotted in stinking clumps. Even here, there is work to be done. You could assist. What the fuck does divert the donkeys of their eggs mean? Donkeys are... We're visiting the cult, but... That's... Okay, Albion is definitely a lot more fucked up than the Reach. This location's gonna live in my head rent-free. This entire location is just gonna live rent-free in my head. Their chapel lies on the beach. Oh, hell no. Oh, okay, fun. Their chapel lies on the beach. At the edge of the mist is wafted tendons and yellowing bone. The pew's muscle cured in salt. It's amazing how spacious this place is, given the exterior. From the outside, it looks like just another corpse washed onto the shore. His voice is water, warm, hypnotic. They were kind to you, the bedraggled parson says, abruptly and without vitriol, only a pale wonder, eyes fever-warm under the wilds of his hair. It is all he extends. Was he talking about the officials from the Bureau of Entertainments, or someone else? We're gonna just leave it as it's something messed up then. And if I ever do that thing, we will learn then. Find them, he burbles. Find them. Find the lonely, the broken-hearted, the barely breathing, the ones who think this port could ever save them. Find them. Tell them about they who must grieve, about us, about how love can turn in the heart like a key and open the soul to the universe. Speak to them of change. Tell them. Tell them. The words seep from the bedraggled parson, tie themselves into gibberish. Nonsense sounds like a spill of cold water on glass. For minutes, he is then you need clothes. The cultists cram you into second-hand finery, shabby but serviceable. Now you are suitably attired. They bundled you across the off-season and through a door to Whorlberry. The membrane blocking it shivers and twitches, reluctantly allowing you to pass through. Time tingles on your skin for several minutes after your arrival. Oh my god, there's so much weird stuff. Oh my god, so there's a lot of options. However, I can do this one. You will only lose your vision of heaven if you fail. With a 100% success rate. You know? A man, a woman, teenagers lanky as hounds, a couple too old for the weight of their years. They listen to the sutras and scriptures of transformation you repeat, their entire bodies poured into the act. Something in the words sings to them, and one by one they say yes, yes, and yes again. Discreet in their reverence, you give them directions to the cult's headquarters and pats on the shoulders. They receive your attention with the gratitude of children. That's fine. We're doing weird shit. This is a beach, of course. It is a beach. That else could it be? It is a stretch of pale particulates and roiling mist. The air smell of salt and things that mummified in the sun, of cinnamon and licorice. It is pebbles and grains of blue grass. Tendrils of something curious and organic, worm-like growths tufting through the sediment. This is exactly what beaches are. This entire location is going to live rent-free in my head for like weeks. I don't want to use my last savage secret because we might need it. Wander onwards. Wander onwards. And we leave. Yeah, we're done with here for now. We're gonna have to lose something. I'm gonna go with one of the many fucking things of tea we have. The fuck are you talking about? Transfer. Game, I'm pushing the button you tell me to push. What are you... Okay. Yeah. That is a place that is pretty fucked up. And we will naturally return to at some point. Because, I mean... there's clearly more we will be doing there later. It's also technically a way to reduce terror. The eye. Okay, we need to go this way. Oh. Okay, I was not expecting... that... Was that an organ that I was hearing? Well, we can't really oh, great, we found a terror. St. Anthony's Lighthouse. The lighthouse looms out of the mists like a pale candle. Its lights burns a searing path, breaking through the wispy surrection of the fog. A single platform clings to the lighthouse, allowing for engines to dock. The upper gantry hangs far above it, like a sentinel. A pair of elderly keepers maintain the tower. They permit guests the use of their converted fuel house. It is not much of a generosity. I mean, we have a lot of tea. Let's do this. The other keeper is on his break, Wellington booted, feet draped over the mildewy couch. When he sees your crew carrying in a caddy, he smiles, revealing 2 rows of stubs where teeth once were. The lugubrious keeper appears, frowning, drawn by the rattling of stained crockery. Grudgingly, he sits and permits the other keeper to serve him tea in a chipped cup. They drink in resentful silence. You must visit again. The lugubrious keeper eventually spits out, indicating the door. Oh god! I was not expecting it to make me leave that window. We almost ran straight first into that. Clearances. Okay, we're going southward. Towards, something. Rabbits run. Run, rabbit, run. I think it's White Rabbits, the song I'm thinking of. I don't remember who it's by. I'm realizing right now. Okay, we got ourselves some hours. Let's go. Oh, that is a nightmare-looking saw thing, isn't it? Albion is fucking weird. Like, everything we keep finding is so fucking wild. Fuel. Okay. We really are. Like, I am glad I decided to start playing this game. At the same time, I'm running a Call of Cthulhu campaign for the podcast. 'Cause, oh my god. Is this giving me so much inspiration? Also, the music's just fucking beautiful. That's a saying. We can't do that. What the fuck is that? Oh, we're near the Clockwork Sun, apparently. Is that? Okay. Oh, it's a port town. Okay. So, what I do know about the lore is the queen killed the sun, brought us up into heaven, and made a clockwork sun to replace it. This is that sun. The dock is rarely used and its maintenance has lapsed. There's evidence of rust and metal strain, but only of non-crucial components. It's safe to stop, for now. Once inside the dock, the sun's scoring light is diminished. An outpost of the roaring edge of the sun, shielded from malevolent light by an eggshell of stained glass. As you emerge from your train, suit-swaddled engineers gather, plainly astonished by your arrival. They bombard you with complex questions about how you dealt with dense sunlight and skewed chronosolar fields. Once satisfied, they hand out protective suits to you and your crew. Yours is patched and torn, one boot missing. Oh my god, what is going on? So... Whoa, wait, there's strength of the sun? Okay. In response to your questions, the engineers shrug. The day dawns, the sun brightens. I agree. The night comes, the sun dims. What more is there to say? Some of them seem so exhausted they can barely stand. They insist it's proximity to the sun that affects their sleep. I now have yearning 1. Head towards the sundial-shaped building. Oh my god, I'm so fascinated by all of this. Azimuth is an enormous sundial without shadow, its roof topped by a golden shark fin. There are still racks of yellowed parflets on the walls. It once served as a kiosk, selling tickets to sunspotters, the pilgrims and tourists that were expected to flock here. These days it is more like a temple. Frescoes on the curved walls depict the triumph of the new sun over the old. Oh my god. A figure in a yellow-colored protective suit is delivering a sing-song sermon to mostly empty pews. The dazzled sequencer looks up, delighted at your approach, and hurriedly wraps up his speech. He offers your chi, and a flash of 2 white teeth. Ooh. Ask the sequencer about his role on the sun. I'm a priest of the new sequence, declares the sequencer. The brightest truth, the wildfire that has swept Albion. He points at the expanse of the sun. There burns a beacon, a savior, an aspect of God. We venerate the clockwork sun and its immortal architect, our empress. I'm here to greet pilgrims and safeguard their souls of our engineers. Azimuth is also the only access route to the sun-shattered dome, an exhibition hall that was built back when we received more visitors. The dome is terribly dangerous, and I advise you avoid it. Though no matter how much you hear about the priceless artifacts inside. Yeah, there's a lot going on here. There are many poor souls out there in need of our help. Beleaguered, ignorant masses. I've never met them, but I am assured they exist. He pauses to wipe his eyes. When we left them from their contemplative state, perhaps they will come to appreciate the greatness of the sequence. He sends an orderly to fetch a wooden crate. Once it's sat down before him, he wraps the lid proudly. 600 manuals on how to correctly tie a bow tie. Deliver these to Brabson Workworld, and I'm sure they will immensely benefited by their improved understanding of etiquette. Okay. We're not going to investigate that yet. Okay. Let's head towards Azimuth. Azimuth is an enormous sundial without oh. Never mind. We were just there. Got it. Visit the glass house. An isolated section of an abandoned exhibition halls have been repurposed to hold not treasures, but prisoners. Each wears a gray smock rather than a protective suit, leaving them utterly undefended from the ravages of sunlight. They sit slumped in unlocked cells, making no effort to escape. Where would they go? That is a lot. Only the flesh and muscle of his left half has vertified, not the bones and blood within. The glass is suffused with 1,000 fine, frozen capillaries, like delicate red crabs running through ice. He fixes you with an anguished stare. Get me out of here. The others would not leave even if they could. Their minds are lost. Yeah, this is some fucked up shit. Welcome to Cosmic Horror. The others would not leave even if they could. Their minds are lost. The empty attempts a one-sided shrug. And, well, the Empire sent me here because I was smuggling sunlight from the Neath. Back before the horizon closed, when I sold it, I told my customers that the light from the clockwork sun was toxic, and true sunlight was the only cure. Ended up causing a minor panic in London. I think one of the engineers locked me in because he took offense at my criticism, though. Gestures at his vertified bodies. I stand by it. Yeah. I'm gonna help him. Thank you. His voice is hoarse as he speaks in barely a whisper. You will not find a permit for my release. You will need to find a permit for my release and present it to the steward. Forged, legitimate, I do not care. So we need 3 ministry stamped permits to present. Okay. And we're gonna get the fuck out of there. To the vault. Beneath the machine-bristling surface, you find a ring of 9 vault doors, each engraved with the name of a classical muse. 8 are locked and barred, behind signs saying things like vacant, or under renovation, or, in one case, unfortunate chronological discrepancies. Good and back for, well, we won't find out until next week. Even if we find out next week. Anyway, the 9th, marked Teprascore, is the only door open to you. When you enter, your footsteps ring around through dusty barracks and abandoned canteens. These are the engineers' quarters, but they are all on the surface, working, except one. The broken sewer has been working on the sun since before it first shone. She has been here far, far longer than any of the engineers above. Okay. The broken steward makes her way carefully towards you, cane clacking on the floor. She has a markedly stiff-limbed gait, and her arms creak as she removes her helmet. She smiles. Her teeth glint oddly. She catches you glancing at her mouth and smiles even wider. Her teeth are shards of cracked glass, protruding at odd angles from her gums. It's not just the teeth, she says, with a brisk air that brooks no sympathy. Damn son turned my bones as well. Terrible nuisance, really. It gets in the way of work. You notice her fixed neck, her stiff limbs, her careful moving. It's not too bad, she says. Good thing I like soup. Okay. Well, we're near the end of stream. We're not going to get much more done. This does give me ideas, though. For my podcast that I'm doing to make the final act even more interesting. Because I have ideas, but this is going to give me so much more flavor. I'm glad we made it to Albion during this stream, 'cause holy fuck. This stuff is gonna live in my head for a while. Oh, okay. I'm gonna send the raid a little early because I'm starting to need to use the bathroom. My chronic bladder issue is not fun. Yeah, we found a cult. Probably one of many. So,